it's your boy Gabriel Songs, and you're listening to AMCON at 103.5 FM. Check it out. Once again, it's your boy from Hi Nigeria, Hi Africa, it's your boy Beijing right now, aka Mr. Rich.
Yo, this is AMCON at 103.5 FM, and it's still bliss.
Yeah, you should bet that time black Apache man lunch.
Yeah, sure. I'm BP. Keep listening to AMCON at 103.5 FM.
Yeah, you don't know it's your boy Runtown Ari.
Yes, it's your boy Ice Prince, aka Ice Prince Valley from West Africa, Nigeria.
Raw and JP, keep listening to AMCON at 103.5 FM. AMCON at the FM 103.5.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Tighten your seatbelt as we take you on this smooth ride.
let's go! It's the morning drive on 103.5 AMCON at the FM. Keeping your morning engaging as we take you through the smoothest ride on radio.
From 7 a.m. to 9:30 a.m.
Get your morning inspired, be informed. Let's interact only on the morning drive.
Make it a date with Divine and Martin Ifanshu, aka Lady P and Meta, from Monday to Friday from 7 a.m. to 9:30 a.m.
on the morning drive.
106.5 AMCON at the FM.
Oyi taa n'ime Igbo bụ Igbo ndị na-esonyere anyị esi na ndụ mmiri ndụ azụ ụlọ n'ọba mgbasa ozi ebe na-ede 103.5 FM ịkpata n'ụtụtụ tata bụ abụrụ ụbọchị 12 n'ime ọnwa Disemba 2022 bụkwa ahịa oyi bụkwa Mọnde n'oge newspaper headlines mgbe anyị ji emenye anya n'ihe dị iche iche dị na isi akụkọ nke dị n'ime obodo anyị. Ma tupu anyị agbapụ ya bụ ọsọ ka anyị gazie ịbụ ozi anyị na-achịta azụ anyị na-atụpụtara gị dịka o siri ndị isi akụkọ anyị ji enwekwara ebe ị ga anyị na-achịta azụ ndị Igbo.
Do you know that you have the right to political broadcasting? The National Broadcasting Commission says any person, group of persons, or organization aggrieved by the content of a broadcast or the conduct of a broadcast station may lodge a complaint to the station and or write to the Director General, National Broadcasting Commission, number 20, Ibrahim Taiwo Street, Asokoro, Abuja, or send a mail via info@nbc.gov.ng. Please ensure that the complaint includes name of the broadcast station, title of the program, date and time of broadcast, and essence of the complaint. Also remember to include your name, address, telephone number, email, and append your signature. Note that a complaint must reach the NBC within 14 days of the queried broadcast. NBC, your right to quality broadcasting.
Ụlọ ọrụ mgbasa ozi bụ na 103.5 FM ọ bụrụ na ị ka na-abata abata ma bụrụkwa n'ụtụtụ tata anyị ga-elele anya n'isi akụkọ Guardian, Punch, Nation, Premium Times, Leadership, Vanguard, This Day, Sun, Ghana Tribune. Nwanne ego ka isonyere anyị na Facebook page anyị bụ @AMCON na 103.5 FM. Stream anyị online na morningstar.com/gistfm. Zitere anyị n'akwụkwọ na SMS maọbụ na WhatsApp na 080-9666-1035. Abụ m Gideon.
Adam Martin, let's get started. Court orders Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria to vacate Lagos property. National Institute of Credit Administration, Lords Buhari, awards individuals for sustaining economy. Group expresses confidence in National Youth Service Corps Director General. University of Ibadan, Dons, Ogun, SDP Guba candidate. Others seek awards for living legends. Jackpot. Udwanga pledges 5 million naira for payment of WAEC fees. I will be a fair, just president to all Nigerians, says Tinubu. Microfinance Bank engages businesses, community, celebrates 10th anniversary. Microfinance Bank engages business community, celebrates 10th anniversary. Posterity will judge Buhari on electoral reforms, says Dogora. Osibanjo, Abiodun, Oni, Alake, others honor Akaribu at 60. Restructuring, inclusive government will address IPOB, Niger Delta issues, says Atiku Okowa. Nigeria ranks 6th in Africa Visa Openness Report. Shall Nigeria distributes $1 million relief materials to flood-impacted states? Sean Peanuts, vote according to your conscience. Minister urges women. Kaduna Trade Fair will promote micro, small, and medium enterprises. Deputy Governor. Ife Day, let's work for growth, development of our source. Uni. Buhari lauds George Moaru's vision as he clocks 60. 2023, INEC calls for collaborative efforts in fighting misinformation, disinformation. Poverty glows in states amid mounting debt burden. Gunmen kill 2, burn police vehicle. Civil society organization rejects Reuters abortion report on Nigerian military. Again, Buhari approves disbursement of $350 million cabotage funds. Some politicians not comfortable with new electoral act, INEC. Human Rights Writers Association names National Drug Law Enforcement Agency Chief Mawa Man of the Year. Recommendations to get Nigeria out of poverty already being addressed, says Fashola. Nigeria loses $680 million to gas flaring yearly. Federal government seeks improved air connectivity among International Civil Aviation Organization member countries. Naira redesign. Igbo, Yoruba groups back Central Bank of Nigeria over notes withdrawal limits. Buhari tax. National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies on being world's best think tank. 2023, close ranks for party's victory. Buhari charges APC. USAID, National Orientation Agency, partner on reducing maternal newborn mortality. Tinubu, Shetima ticket, best deal for Nigeria. Again, Akwa Ibom wins Cleanest State Award. We must invest in quality education. P2B, done. Stakeholders seek self-injection to prevent unwanted pregnancy. International Anti-Corruption Day. African Network for Environmental and Economic Justice advocates life imprisonment for corrupt officials. Nigerian government violating citizens' rights with absence of infrastructure group. Sanwo-Olu disbands Landed Properties Special Operations Team. Bronu Rec says 128,246 PVCs uncollected. Varsity Chancellor laments declining value system in country. Buhari leaves for Washington to attend U.S. African Leaders Summit. Buhari promises to hand over Nigeria free of insecurity. Olam, Kwara government offers free hydrocell surgery to indigent patients. Buhari approves disbursement of cabotage fund, Sambu. 2023, INEC cautions politicians against provocative outbursts during campaigns. PDP shifting, supporters dump party for APC in Gombe. Lagos achieving state free from sexual, gender-based violence, Sanwo-Olu. Soludo Mons lawmaker Okafor urges regular medical checkup. Lagos government pays over 125 billion naira to 29,518 retirees. National Directorate of Employment disburses 4.2 million naira loan to unemployed youths in Bayelsa. Nigerian Correctional Service declares zero tolerance to corruption. Rivers PDP tackles Atiku scam, says claims are unbridled falsehood. Federal government expresses concern over exam malpractice, low conviction rate. Federal government expresses concern over exam malpractice, low conviction rate. Lagos youth population, potential asset for rapid economic transformation. International Organization for Migration rescues 29,000 irregular Nigerian migrants in 5 years. Buhari directs security agencies to solve Anambra babies kidnap. And lastly, NYSC decries low recognition of core members in nation building.
Leadership. Outgoing president withdraws to the sidelines. In skills, Issa Pantini has given reality to his passion. We are the World Cup's Rocky Balboa. Morocco, Argentina, Netherlands face FIFA sanctions. Buhari scores Delta 2022 National Sports Festival high, announces Ogun as host for 2024 edition. One Wing Basketball Foundation, GSNP, and 2022 Girls Camp. Delta PDP says Oborewori remains candidate to beat. Tinubu sacrificed a lot for Nigeria. Support group 2023. Shown money politics. Atiku's wife urges Nigerians. Civil group lots EFCC over senator's conviction. Seeks prosecution of contractor. 2023. Don't relocate IDPs in Northeast. Next year, advises federal government. Dangote Group emerges overall most responsible business. Sanwo-Olu to unveil MIT Sensible Lab at Isimi Lagos Tech Valley. Sanwo-Olu to unveil MIT Sensible Lab at Isimi Lagos Tech Valley. NOC presidency. Gumel pledges reforms or if re-elected. Gumel pledges reforms if re-elected. Intensified campaign for Tinubu Shetima in Enugu. Council urges coordinators. Sanwo-Olu disbands landed property special team. Echoes of NEDC's capacity building for journalists on conflict. Sensitive reporting. Dankwambo's deputy, PDP secretary join APC. Adediran promises to review Lagos land policy. Dogara scores Buhari high on electoral reforms. VIO, CSOs differ on non-payment of 50 officers' salary. Man kills, burns 80-year-old uncle over alleged witchcraft. Group decries human rights abuses in Nigeria. Association moves against increasing road accidents in Benue. Benue PDP alleges collection of voters' identification details. Firm boosts fight against insecurity with incident reporting platform. Artisans promise Tinubu 5.3 million votes. 2023. Mba to tackle water scarcity. Create economic zones in Enugu. CSOs advocate safe space for women in agriculture. Standard Organization of Nigeria to strengthen stakeholders' collaboration over substandard goods. CSO urges Buhari to appoint substantive AGF. Show love to less privileged. Gambo charges Christians at Caro. PSN charges NAFDAC to solve expired drug disposal menace. Halt war risk surcharge on Nigeria-bound vessels. Federal government urges foreign insurers. 2023. Tinubu hits back at Atiku over Security Watch comments. NDIC successfully resolved 248 complaints, recovers 8.3 billion naira. Senate screens Ahmed Adamu as CBN deputy governors. The Derivation Fund refunds Sarah plans legal action against 9 governors. Investors abandon 250 billion naira auto gas project intervention fund. Nigeria's think tank Agro-Policy decries exclusion of women, youth. Presidency committee differ on trapped 89.09 trillion naira stamp duties. PAP to absorb ex security agencies. The property narrative, federal versus state government. As Abuja train services resume. Governor Sanwo-Olu cooks at Lagos Food Festival. IPOB agitation not beyond negotiation. Atiku. JAIRAA backs CILG's award for humanitarian services. Pastor Eneche to give out daughter in marriage December 17, 2023. Be wary of Atiku's sugar-coated promises. Tinubu cautioned Nigerians.
And now we move over to the Punch newspaper. Withdrawal limits will cripple campaign funding. Resist politicians with evil agenda. Kuka tells Nigerians. We will return lands taken over by Lagos, Jando. Zamfara district head shot by bandits dies. Enugu PDP governorship candidates to tackle water scarcity. Lagos State Environmental Protection Agency creates more offices to tackle pollution. Obi promises to restore Ibadan's lost glory. Tinubu meets Muslim leaders, promises to diversify economy. I cannot understand Boko Haram phenomenon. Atiku. NMPC raises major marketers from 7 to 27. 439 foreign trained doctors failed assessment exam. Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria. Osun APC alleges members attack. PDP false claim. Sanwo-Olu to unveil Jakande's statue Friday. Tambowa meets autumn as PDP woes aggrieved governors. Tambowa meets autumn as PDP woes aggrieved governors. Tackle insecurity in South Wales. Nigerian Union of Journalists tells government. Ikorodu, Itikwin, road reconstruction begins January, says minister. Ikorodu, Ito-Ikin, road reconstruction begins January, says minister. National development impossible without education, says ex-National Open University of Nigerian Vice Chancellor. 20 Kirikiri female inmates begin automobile training. Osibanjo, Uni, Abiodun, others honor Akaribu at 60. 4 remanded for destroying campaign billboards in Kwara. Tech platform will help students win scholarships. Scholar. Punch wins Dem Editorial Award. Ex-Managing Director honored. Adebanjo, Obasanjo, Obi visits Ohaneze's headquarters. Fire destroys multi-million worth of goods in Onitsha market. Nigerians should prioritize school certificates less. Minister. Civil society organization encourages men to share gender violence experience. Nigeria ranks 6th in Africa visa openness report. Ekiti, Amotekun naps 79 kidnapped suspects. Beware of articles sugar-coated promises. APC warns Nigerians. Drug trafficking. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency naps Brazil returnee, pregnant woman. 42 Delta farmers receives NDE 4.2 million naira revolving loan. Zamfara district head shot by bandits dies in hospital. And still on the stories making the headlines on the Punch newspaper this morning. Vigilante members killed in Ondo communal clash. Police. Vigilante members killed in Ondo communal clash. Police. Obey discharge regulations. Agency warns Federal Capital Territory. Fuel stations. Lagos State Traffic Management Authority trains students in traffic science for safety. Kwara College hails best graduating law students. Kick MFLA out. Human Rights Writers Association urges National Assembly. Disclose 625 billion naira refund spendings Socio-economic rights and accountability project tells Niger Delta governors. Gender violence, speak out. Monarchs' wives urge victims. Policemen, residents fear killed in Ondo communal clash. Policemen, residents feared killed in Ondo communal clash. Presidency debunks lawmakers' 89.8 trillion naira missing fund claims. 2023, we have no preferred candidate, US government. No planned fee increase. Federal University Oyekiti tells students. Abiodun promises uninterrupted electricity in Ogun. Marketing Age, publisher, bags Nigeria Union of Journalists Iconic Award. Marketing Edge publisher bags Nigerian Union of Journalists Iconic Award. Sack Randy lecturers. Buhari tells varsities. Government should engage fintech to drive growth. Afolabi. 10,873 killed, 5,693 kidnapped in 598 local governments. Report. 10,873 killed, 5,693 kidnapped in 598 local governments. Report. Killing among rights violation. IHRC tells federal government. Killings among rights violations. IHRC tells federal government. People stockpiling millions afraid of cash limit. Masari. Buhari okays $350 million vessel fund disbursement. Rivers-based lawyer wins house in Glow Draw. Sanwo-Olu disbands special operations team. Adeleke's executive orders restored sanity in Osun government. End sit at home in Southeast. Ohaneze tells governors. Reps FUM says governors still divert local government funds. Non-governmental organization marks 15th anniversary. Atiku assures Abuja indigents of appointments. Man rejects 600,000 naira compensation for slain son. Knocks police. Supports Tinubu. Oshomole. APC tells Edo residents. Obi urges students to participate in nation building. Buhari lacks solution to security problems, says Oneikan. Attacks, intimidation won't stop credible elections. INEC vows. And still on the stories making the headlines on the Punch newspaper this morning. Cash withdrawal policy targeted at poor Nigerians. PDP. Former Gombe deputy governor orders defect to APC. 25 bags first class at Kwara Varsity. Federal government must address rights violation to curb Japa. IHRC. Ex-governor Dankwambo's deputy defects to APC in Gombe. Ex-governor Dankwambo's deputy defects to APC in Gombe. Anambra residents defy sit at home, expresses excitement over action. Insecurity. Buhari lacks solution. We've taken this. Rights activists laments house demolition by Anambra government. Buhari to attend the US-Africa Leaders Summit in Washington, D.C. And lastly, we will give Abuja their entitlement appointments. Atiku.
The Vanguard, how to deepen political inclusion in Nigeria. Agro policy, MacArthur Foundation. Human Rights Day, how lawyers can end rights abuse in Nigeria. Falana. Unemployability of Nigerian graduates worrisome. Federal government. 2023. Why there's division in Southwest. Youth group. Niger Delta. Groups sue Buhari. Others over NDDC board. APC. PDP disagree over political attacks in Osun Osogbo. Son of late Mudashiru killed by hit-and-run vehicle in Lagos. Stanbic IBTC issues 19.9 billion naira infrastructure fund. Federal government begins digital job training scheme. Fuel scarcity. Situation improves after DSS ultimatum. Investors gain 396 billion naira as equities market sustain upward trend. Stamp duty recovery. Buhari panel legitimate. Scribe replies Garba Shehu. $2 billion trapped funds. Operations of more foreign airlines under threat. Nigeria now Center for Research, Tech Innovation. FSI scholar Oladejo. Shakao Ex-Boko Haram leader had 83 concubines, says Zulum's aide. How OPEC Plus doc stabilized oil market in 6 years. Secretary General. FSDH gets $35 million facility from IFC. Restructuring, not about returning to regionalism, says ABC Wosu. Nigeria civil aviation workers lowest paid in Africa, NCAADG. A Chatham House of Horror. Cash withdrawal limits. Bankers, issuers, others give conditional support. Security threat to 2023 polls. How to end attacks on INEC facilities. Security experts. NYSC's no white collar jobs warning. 2023. Atiku Tinubu in verbal war over power, wealth. Prestige Assurance project 12 billion naira premium income for 2022. BII Africa Guarantee Fund signed $75 million program to fund SMEs. Stakeholders canvass support for NDIC Act Amendment Bill. Net forest inflow falls 54% to $15.86 billion in 8 months. Gunman shoots dead 3 women in Italy. 6 dead, 25 injured in Kogi auto crash. Netting ban, fuel queues, election rigging and other diversions. Fire destroys machine, plants, wooden doors in Onitsha timber market. Atiku's convoy nearly crushed me to death. Tinubu spokesman, Wike, Derivation Fund and Niger Delta governors have executed more projects in Delta Central than Okowa, Omagege. Which are called in our Vanguard newspaper.
And now we move over to the Nation newspaper. INEC begins PVC distribution today, says Okoye. National Universities Commission, working with independent corrupt practices and other related offenses to flush out illegal varsities, says Executive Secretary. Lekki Deep Sea Port suffers setback over $800 million needed to link rail line. Magashi, armed forces more equipped to fight terrorism now. Why pressure on forest markets persists by Emefere. Be wary of Atiku's sugar-coated promises, APC warns Nigerians. 2023, Ndi Igbo will use Tinubu to build bridges, says Nnamani. Obasanjo, Obi of Onitsha. Others eulogize Nwodo at 70. Governor Tamboa, autumn meets in Makode. Obasanjo, Obi, Adebanjo, others celebrate Nwodo at 70. And still on the stories making the headlines on the Nation newspaper. I will be fair, just to all Nigerians, Tinubu. I will be fair, just to all Nigerians, Tinubu. I will win in Southwest, Peter Obi boast. Lady raped to death, found in Plateau. Bayelsa Independent Campaign Council begins door-to-door campaign for Tinubu. Chetima. Hit and run driver kills son of former Lagos military governor. Kanu gets over 3 billion naira for housing project. Court affirms Ajijo as spiritual leader of Ayetoro. Oyo Christians converge, pray for Tinubu's victory. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency intercepts Brazil returnee with cocaine. Others. Fire guts Onitsha markets. Onitsha timber market raises shops. Fire guts Onitsha timber market raises shops. And still on the stories making the headlines on the Nation newspaper. Ondo Commissioner of Police orders arrest of councillors killers. Customs seizes 33,390 liters of petrol on Badagry Creek. Customs seizes 33,390 liters of petrol on Badagry Creeks. 2023, APC will deliver Southwest for Tinubu. Kekemeke. Center urges Buhari to sign Nigerian Youth Service Corps, National Youth Service Corps Trust Fund Bill. Center urges Buhari to sign National Youth Service Corps Trust Fund Bill. Ndi Igbo will use Tinubu to build bridges. Nnamani. 2023, Christians in Ibadan endorse Tinubu's aspirations. Brand new Northeast coming. Agency chief pledges. Alleged 89.9 trillion Naira stamp duties flees. Kazure's allegations are wild. Presidency. When I go for a short break, when we come back, we'll continue on the stories making the headlines on the Nation newspaper. Stay with us.
Christmas Children Concert 2022 iji merigbu ụmụntakịrị obi aṅụrị n'ihi na a ga-enwe ihe egwuregwu na ihe nlegharị anya dị iche iche n'ụbọchị ahụ dịka bouncing castle ebe ụmụntakịrị ga-egwuri egwu Fada Christmas nke ga-ekekwa ụmụntakịrị ihe onyinye dị iche iche House, DJ June, Papa Lolo, Shaka Shaka nna ụmụntakịrị ga-anọkwazi ya n'ụbọchị ahụ. Ọ ga-adị na ụbọchị ụka 18th of December 2022 na Leofin Residency Hotel Ogidi ọkụ elekere 12 nke etiti ehihie ka ọ ga-amalite gate fee 200 naira naanị. Children's Fun Fair. Kpọrọ ụmụntakịrị gị bịa ka ha nwere aṅụrị agaghị echefukwa ya.
Who will the crown fit? Who is going to wear the crown? If you want to know, the opportunity is here again. Adogidi Beauty Pageant is here again. Sing Obuachi 2022. Ebon FM in collaboration with Leofin Residency Hotel Ogidi presents the 7th edition of Adogidi Beauty Pageant. Are you a girl and you are between the age of 18 to 20, or do you have a sister who falls within this age range? This is a golden opportunity. Rush now to Ebon FM 103.5 on
the next morning. Something.
Remember, for you to pick this form, you must be a native of Ogidi or your mother is from Ogidi. Health Plus, Health Plus, my health, your health, our health. Health Plus is a health program that talks about our general health. Join Chiki on Ebonadi FM 103.5 to learn how best to manage your health and to take care of our young and old ones. Join me every Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday by 1 to 2 p.m. on Ebonadi FM 103.5 Ogidi, Anambra State.
Are you looking for a hotel where you will relax when you think their rooms and suites, they're very, very sharp, and they can go there close to all types of events? One name, calm down. You go to residency hotels, Leofino. I'm there, let me surprise you. You can even host your weddings, birthday parties, end of year parties, class reunion, anniversaries, and any type of event in Mamakawa. Because they have a hall and 3,000 capacity outdoor space where you can have your wedding receptions and any type of event each of them there. And my brother, his security there is top notch, and you will even get a very, very good discount package. Rush now at kilometer 13 Old Enugu Onitsha Road, Ogidi, and you can also call them on 081 40 933 512 for all types of events. Residency hotels, Leofino is the place. As a corner Namagologi.
Man is a political animal. That's why we all have our views on politics. Political View comes to you at Ebonade 103.5 FM with Martin Ifeanyi Chukwuike here every Monday, 3 o'clock p.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. It's all about the day-to-day activities in the Nigerian political space. Views of political actors from various political parties of political process. Views of labor leaders, and most importantly, your views of the common Nigerian. Tune in to Ebonade 103.5 FM or you join online via mixlr.com/gistfm every Monday and Saturday. What are your political views? Keep a date.
obi ewere ya bụrụ ahịhịa nke mere na onye na-ekwughị ka ọha eburu ya gbafee ama nna ya. Ọnọdụ ime obodo anyị dị iche iche n'ala anyị abụrụgo nke na-eme anyị echeta ebewe, mana olileanya ka dị maka na osita adịba mma ọ dịrị gaba. Ndozi obodo bụ mmemme ga-emepe anyị anya n'ụzọ kwesịrị ekwesị anyị ga-esi wee leba anya n'ihe dị iche iche gbasatara ndozi na nhazi obodo anyị kwa Tuesday ọbụla n'ebe ọ na-adị 103.5 FM ma ọ kụọ elekere 5 nke mgbede. Ndozi obodo bụ ọrụ dịịrị mụ na gị.
Excuse me. I got an announcement to make.
Are you looking for a way to tell the world about your products and services? Search no more. Come to Ebonadi FM 103.5 Ogidi, Anambra State. Let's tell the world at large about that your services and products. And you watch your business speed up with an unimaginable speed. As it hot, Ebonadi FM, your short log for advertising businesses.
You're welcome back. You're still tuned to Ebonadi 103.5 FM, and this is Newspaper Headlines. Remember that you can send your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp on 080-9666-1035. You can as well join us on Facebook. We are live at Ebonadi 103.5 FM. Remember that you can also stream us online via mixlr.com/gistfm. We are onto the Nation newspaper. Alleged 89.9 trillion naira stamp duties flees. Kazuri's allegations are wild. Presidency. Soldiers tax serves as water, light scarcity hits army barracks in Lagos. Buhari okay's payment of $350 million, 16 billion naira cabotage fund to ship owners. Buhari okay's payment of $350 million, 16 billion naira cabotage fund to ship owners. That's the most we can take from the Nation newspaper this morning.
Now this day, Agra policy. Nigeria incapacitates itself by excluding women youth, although not listed among topmost indebted states in Nigeria. NDLEA intercepts Brazil returnee with parcels of cocaine. Firms partner to advance Nigeria's renewable energy. Sack Randy lecturers, Buhari tells universities. Masari rejects terrorist demand for fresh negotiation. NSIA's innovation program to catalyze domestic capital. Atiku condemns killing of young Deborah Samuel. Court orders AMCON to vacate land at Victory Park Estate. Syrup gives 9 to disclose spending. Federal government urged to be decisive on removal of fuel subsidy. Consult professional bodies in forming your cabinet. APBN. 2023 Middle Belt restates support for Obi Southeast. Kogi PDP accuses APC of destroying billboards. Bayelsa begins door-to-door campaign for Tinubu Shetima. Police arrest septuagenarian for raping 4-year-old niece. Investment banker Olaolu Mudashiru killed in Lagos. Police repel terrorist attacks. Arrest 10 in Zamfara. Ethiopian Airlines, Boeing partner to transport. Ali backs CBN on cash withdrawal limits. Okotie, campaign rallies do not reflect political realities. Buhari anti-corruption war lacks potency, political will. Dogara tasks Buhari on implementation of Electoral Act. Army committed to professionalism. Biden to announce support for Nigeria, other AU members. Adamu, I wasn't the one stripped naked in viral video. Close ranks to avoid defeat in 2023, Buhari tells APC. Carbon credit market can create positive effects. At Abuja rally, Atiku reiterates commitment to restructuring. Emefiele, CBN, banks to promote export. Nigeria's public debt stock rises by 1.22 trillion naira in 3 months. United Nations Secretary General urges federal government to investigate mass abortion. On AMCON, Nigeria hasn't reached total state of anarchy. Federal government approves immediate disbursement of cabotage. Presidency: alleged misappropriation of 89.09 trillion naira. INEC laments stockholders for understanding. Africa has resolved to implement single air transport. Adamu: I wasn't the one stripped naked in viral video. This Day reporter wins MTN Foundation Chairman's Award. NSIA unveils initiative to spur technological innovation. Anti-graft agencies vow to tackle vote buying. Shakal left 83 concubines behind, says ex-Boko Haram. Oshoba: Southwest has highest number of uncollected PVCs. NHIA seeks dedicated oil block to fund health insurance. Abiru secures federal government guarantee to rehabilitate Ikorodu Itokin. Nigeria will come out Nigeria will come out of 2023 stronger, says Dogara. Africa has resolved to implement single air transport. Nigeria: others face $50 billion annual loss to climate change. Tinubu's presidency will prioritize youth empowerment. Fourth Mainland Bridge will spur development, says Lagos State government.
And now we move over to the Premium Times. No PVC, no votes. INEC tells electorate. Presidency debunks lawmakers' claim on misappropriation of 89.9 trillion naira stamp duty fund. Nigeria is 10th country with most internet freedom in the world. Reports tension in Abia community as herders allegedly invade people's farms. I will give you entitlements. Appointments. Atiku tells Abuja indigenes. Experts highlight impact of investigative journalism on democracy. Buhari off to Washington for US-Africa Summit. Premium Times journalist wins top Nigerian Investigative Journalism Award. Federal government, World Health Organization deploy 82 core responders for emergency response in Nigeria. Labour Party sacks publicity secretary, Ogun chapter ESCOs. Cashless policy. Central Bank of Nigeria officials appear before Senate panel for screening, says worries will be addressed. And finally, the Banj will reported empower fraud to ICPC ministry.
A Sun newspaper: attack on police. Enugu CP orders personnel to remain in barracks. Anyim: Saraki Okonkwo Nwosu push for true federalism. Catholic bishop: rights group condemn attempts to derail Uzodima's road project. Attack on police. Enugu CP orders personnel to remain in barracks. NDLEA nabbed Brazil returnee with parcels of cocaine at Lagos Airport. Military set to promote 500 general admirals. Others. Tambuwal visit autumn, says crisis not war but political misunderstanding. Anyim: Saraki Okonkwo Nwosu push for true federalism. Retaining presidency in the north is bad as Muslim ticket. With Boko Haram, there's nothing like Sambisa Forest. Atiku: security. Buhari doing well. Governor Buni. National Association of Nigerian Students passes vote of confidence on NARICT boss. We must stop violence against women, girls. Igwe. Tambuwal visit autumn, says crisis not war, but political misunderstanding. INEC, IPC call for collective action against electoral disinformation. Others. Retaining presidency in the north as bad as Muslim ticket. Wike, Kalo, PDP distance selves from online opinion poll. Mba pledges to address water scarcity in Enugu. No going back on Obi, Middle Belt Forum. Boko Haram, There's nothing like Sambisa Forest. Atiku. Tinubu Atiku fight Getty. No PVC, no vote. INEC tells electorates. Now, Tribune. Fashion entrepreneur calls for collaboration with government agencies. Sokoto government spent 5 billion naira on SDGs program in 3 years. Traditional institutions, conservators of cultural norms, values. FCTA set to create secure cloud-based database for area councils. Steam Eye STEM eye makers win international award for STEM education innovation. Ganduje Foundation provides medical treatment to 287,000 persons with eye issues. Social change activists use art to create PVC connection awareness. Management of Nigeria's diversity. Professor Okonkwo, Management of Nigeria's Diversity, Best Model for Restructuring. Professor Okonkwo, Flood Control, Environment, Water Ministries propose 50.3 billion naira to preserve environment. Reps member Idahosa construct 77 classrooms, empower 617 in 3 years. 2023 budget. Action Aid tax NANS on poverty reduction programs. Tinubu, Atiku, Obi, others absent at National Human Rights Copyright United Nations Presidential Town Hall meeting. PDP crisis. Autumn Tambowal needs. I'll be a fair, just president to all Nigerians, Tinubu assures. Obasanjo, Obi of Onitsha, others eulogize Modo at 70. Kaito Kotara Gozi zitere anyị na SMS.
Yes, from message from Honorable Osakwe. He says, INEC is now a hen that is destroying its own den. It's INEC officials that is directing the asylums where sensitive materials are stored, and they will connive and destroy them so that another budget will come up. Most times, they burn tissue papers and quote billions of naira as damages, and when money is released, they will bring back those materials and share the loot. INEC officials and EFCC, which one ranks higher when it comes to corruption? Two-edged swords with divergent missions. The two organs are the rulers' wish-hunting arsenals. The two organs are the rulers' wish-hunting arsenals. The two can wake up a day and reverse our constitution so that it can be in tandem with their master's creed in Nigeria. All these sensitive positions are being headed by one tribe. They are there to approve, divide, and share. Nigeria, we hail thee. As we observe the Human Rights Day, it is pertinent that all sorts of brutality and violence against women will be nipped to the bud and the perpetrators brought to book for a better society. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We also got a message from Ebunike Udobi from Achala. He said 2023, sugar-coated promises is not only made by Atiku and the PDP, but Tinubu and APC makes the same empty promises. Nigeria, be wise. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. And this one is coming from, this one says, end sit-at-home order. Self-crowned men, Ohaneze tells Southeast governors, truly, sit at home isn't our problem, but the detention of Mazin Nandekano, because he didn't commit any crime. There was one song I listened to from this 103.5 FM last week Wednesday, around 4:45 a.m., which says, what goes up must come down. However, the law of nature, karma is will. Let us not forget. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. This one is coming from Amagunze, Nkano, from Ozam. Born Rain of Peace from Ozam, Amagunze, Nkano East. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. This one is coming from Melvin, and it says, Igbos will get more bridges. Says Nnamani. Is bridge more important than our security? You politicians have not told us what you are doing with our lives. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Melvin. And this one says Atiku is an empty promiser. He's promising heaven on earth. Okay, and this he says his name is Wiwi from Oba. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. That's the much we can take from the SMS portal.
Now, Facebook, Dr. Mrs. Uma Onlebara from Owerri. God's love for our country, Nigeria, is inexplicable, immeasurable, and boundless. So much as if our country is the only country He created. Think of the myriads of natural resources He bestowed on us. Our very clement environment, no earthquake, no hurricane, no volcanic or eruptions. Yet we introduce into this land of divine blessings such plagues as human quakes, economic tsunami, dog-eating dog culture, human degradation, and social retrogressions. May God have mercy on people who hate themselves. Darling Dr. Mrs. Mma Olebara. Also Francis from Amagunze, Enugu State. Withdrawal limits will cripple campaign funding, say parties. That is specifically true. I am therefore calling on CBN to review this policy to avoid causing more woes to Nigerians. Dalurine. And another one from Wachuku Kennedy, Voice of Indise. The exchange of words going on between Tinubu and Atiku is becoming unbearable, worrisome, and unimaginable just because of politics. Anyway, help me tell them that Aso Rock cannot and will never be for people like them come 2023 because Nigerians have decided to vote wisely. Dalovin Also, Francis, some politicians are not comfortable with electoral laws, says INEC. I totally agree with him. However, INEC should endeavor to effect the new electoral laws in order to ensure credible and transparent poll come 2023. Chinedu Oneka, Anambra babies kidnapped, a very sad one. Security agencies must do everything possible to recover those babies. May God help us in search of those babies. Darling, also Francis, shun money politics. Atiku's wife urges Nigerians. That's a good advice. We should disregard money-backed politics and vote individual based on merit, pedigree, antecedents to save Nigeria from total collapse. May God help us. Killed and born 80-year-old man accusing him of witchcraft. Why will he take law into his hand? He has no evidence for that. Let him face full force of law. Francis, as INEC begins distribution of PVCs today, I am calling on all officials to take these PVCs to various political wards and communities for easy distribution and collection. Otherwise, so many Nigerians will be disenfranchised come 2023. Peter, uh, Peter Ecketson, please, can someone still register PVC now and where? More collection plan and energy registration, I believe so. Sent Ebehode from Ebonyi State, the issue of sit-at-home order. The Southeast governors and Simon Ekpa should be held for what is happening in our land. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu issue an order of sit. If Mazin Nnamdi Kanu should issue an order of sit at home, you will see the governors and ohaneze Oka and Enugu. Our governors and those ohaneze must tell us the truth about what is happening in our land. Hashtag Free Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is my concern. Nothing more, nothing less. Biafra must be restored in Africa continent, whether good or bad. Or the Mapita still talking. Please, when talking about killing going on in Biafra land by Simon Ekpa, nobody should call IPOB because Ekpa is not an IPOB member. Simply refer to him as autopilot. Even Nnamdi Kanu, who he claims to be his disciple, is not happy with his activities. Peter still talking. Returning power to North is like Muslim tickets. Wike, I love your bravery and your truthfulness. All to Obi 2023. Now, WhatsApp, eji m akwụkwọ si n'aka Nwabufo Ebuka from Amawo. What our youth will do is to go and get their PVC so we can change our country for good. And Emmanuel Oli from Agulu. Upon all the hardship in the state and taxes paid on daily basis, Anambra government don't know what to do to stop market fire, daily breakdown. Ejikwa m akwụkwọ si n'aka last cover from Okuzo. Nnamani has shown his faith in this presidential race. Now he keep on supporting Atiku. He condemns Mr. Peter for coming out to be president. Nnamani Chimaroke is not helping. Can our people be like that to remain in this slavery leadership? I am very sad for Mr. Chimaroke Nnamani. Odimadaluvine, Polywizu, fuel scarcity and high prices keep increasing instead of decreasing. DSS ultimatum is nothing. Buhari knows nothing about security from the purpose. Onyeka Nwabufo from Umoji, I urge Soludo-led administration to make fire service stably available in all markets in the state. This will reduce the heavy loss people encounter whenever there is fire incidents in the market, like the one that just happened at Timber Market Head Bridge on Onitsha, because by the time you wait for their arrival, it will be late. Valentine Edene, there is something that baffles me in Nigeria. Some youth honor Tinubu saying he has done well because of some money they might have collected from him or collar job promises to them, which will end up in sycophants and touts carrying stick while his children are in office or in abroad enjoying. Nigeria citizens, it's high time we fight for our rights rather than remain sycophants. Valentine Egoya, Dalo Ọ dị mma okwu otu anụ ọha isi chịkọta na isi jedebe n'ọtụtụ ọmụmụ.
Yes, sir. We got a message from Ike Chukwu from Ugwagba. He said, I commend Enugu Commissioner of Police and let others emulate to save our security men. Thank you so much for joining us. We also got another message from Daniel Tito from Awada. And I guess he said he's taking on the headlines that I will be fair to all by Atiku. I strongly disagree with Atiku because he is contesting president. How many times have he condemned evil done by Fulani herdsmen and injustice? Deborah was killed since last year, yet he never remembered to condemn the killing. Why now? Thank you so much for joining us. But that statement was made by Tinubu and not Atiku. But still, thank you so much for joining us.
Odima, Emmanuel Olikomagume, INEC should take PVCs down to schools, church, and markets. Dalovino. Ebe a ka anyị chịkọtara n'isi njedebe n'ụtụtụ a mara. Ọ ga-adị n'ụtụtụ echi. Ma anyị ga-abịa ịnọ n'ọkwado okwu so n'obi newspaper headlines.
Anna Martin.
Ọ dị echi niile. Ndị nwe.